My jigsaw broke, so I've just come back from B&Q where I've bought a replacement. Fortunately, I can detour through my favourite park on the way back. This is my favourite view, and on a clearer day I can see all the way to America. But there's no time for that today. I'm making charcuterie boards. What is a charcuterie board when it's at home? A little bit of backstory. When I was a young boy growing up in the smog-filled industrial landscape that was the Black Country, I would never in a million years have run home and said to my dad, after he'd been driving a lorry for 12 hours, "Daddy, what's a charcuterie board?" But since getting into woodwork, I see a lot of them on the internet, and it's basically a slab of wood for putting meats and cheese on. Now in my day we would have called it a wooden plate, but I've done it again. I've been on eBay and I've bought this gorgeous slab of sweet chestnut. Now I plan to get 4 charcuterie boards out of this slab. But first I'll get the Y-wheel chucked up and put to use on the live edge, trying to keep the character but without it being dangerous in the hand. It's my first time using this wheel and I was surprised what a firm grip you need to stop it running away along the wood. Then I swapped it out and used this 120 grit flap wheel. Now I've had a lot of comments asking me where do I get my workwear from and how does it look so good. Well, I can't guarantee it'll look this good on you, but for the record, today I'm top to toe in Aldi. Now I didn't realise that jigsaws were sold without a blade. And after a panic flick through the instructions, I realised to get a natural looking cut I would have to rip the wood down the middle the only way I knew how. Yeah. But if you can't do this, you can use a bandsaw. I send the 2 halves through the thicknesser as I wanted these totally flat. They've got to sit on a table and I didn't want any wobble in them. I then cut the 2 halves in half to make 4 halves. Not half bad. Now this 100 tooth blade really does leave a nice crisp finish. I mentioned this in my recent review of all my Rutland's machines. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll set the pieces out and spend time deciding which side I want on top. I draw rough handle positions here because of this crack. And I'm just freehanding these as I go, using various bottles to help with the natural flow of the lines. I eliminate a knot here and I tend to decide the handle position based on the least amount of hassle down the line. The knot is a nice bit of character. I probably should have kept it, but I didn't want to deal with it. And unfortunately, due to the lack of a jigsaw blade, I had to cut these shapes out on the bandsaw, which did mean some more aggressive sanding later on. I took my time and eventually had these rough shapes done. Now if you're enjoying this content, you can always think about subscribing. I'm a very new channel posting woodworking videos every Thursday, so any help would be appreciated. Thanks. I drill holes in the handles, which I will later thread some leather string through. So these have the option of being hung up. I decide to refine the handle shape with the sanding flap wheel. Before putting a heavy round over on each side of the board. Here I'm being extra cautious around the handles. I then set about a very lengthy sanding session, which highlighted one of the joys of batch making. Firstly going up the grits from 80 to 240, stopping at 120 and 180 on the way. And I finish off with some extensive hand sanding. That's not good. I have to super glue that later because it dislodges. But after an hour, to celebrate the end of sanding, I knock out a quick riff. I do further sanding, and these great little flexible 400 grit pads are perfect for something like this with loads of different shapes and round edges and stuff. Then the fun bit, getting some mineral oil on these boards. Can you move that bottle please? I can't see. Thank you. Working with sweet chestnut for the first time, I was surprised that it worked more like a pine than a hardwood. The grain's a bit boring on a couple of these boards as well, so maybe next time if I buy wood off eBay, I'll have a good look at the grain pattern. Perfect for some meat and cheese. There's that knot glued up. That's the first coat of mineral oil. I think I'll give them 3 coats of this, and then I'm going to a finish coat of this conditioner, which contains mineral oil but also the wax. This one's my favourite. The shape's nice, the figure, it's just a lot nicer. Some of them have yellowing, and I'll look this up and I'll put it on the screen. Where shall I put it? I'll put it there. That's why there's yellowing apparently in sweet chestnut. Things I learnt: when you're doing a batch job, the monotonous jobs really do take long. I started about 11:30, maybe midday, and it's 5:20. So I would say 5 and a bit hours. That involves setting the camera up. That's all part of the time it takes. But yeah, I enjoyed that. 5 hours work. The slab cost 30 quid. 5 hours work at £20 an hour for argument's sake is £100. 130 divided by 4 is what, 32.50 each, something like that. So I don't know whether I'll get that. I might put them at a bit lower. This will end the video now because I won't put any food on them because I want to sell them. I'm basically building up a stock of things for when the website launches, which hopefully is 1st of April. What a great day to launch a business. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And thanks for watching. And what's next week? I don't know. But I'll see you then. Goodbye, folks.